Hello, everybody. This is Jeremy Mateo with In the DAW. Welcome back. So in today's video, we are going to be checking out the brand new Rock Foundry SDX library, which is an expansion pack for Superior Drummer 3. This was recorded with the producer-engineer Bob Rock, and this is going to be my overall impressions and my review. So with that said, let's just jump straight into it. All right, you guys. So like I said earlier, we're going to be taking a look at the Rock Foundry, a Superior Drummer SDX expansion. And the reason why I really wanted to check this out is because this was recorded with the engineer and producer Bob Rock. He's really famous for the Metallica Black album. He's done Dr. Feelgood with Motley Crue, especially a ton of things back in the day. And even nowadays, he still works a lot. But I know him from the Black Album. When I was a kid, I grew up listening to Metallica and Megadeth, and the Black Album just sounded leagues different and leagues above the previous albums as far as quality. So when I heard that ToonTracks was doing the Rock Foundry with Bob Rock, I had to get my hands on the Rock Foundry just to demo it out and to give a review on it. I love this thing. I think this is an amazing SDX expansion. And since I've only had Superior Drummer 3 for a few months, I was already ecstatic about how good it sounded. With this, I feel like this just brings it to another level. With that said, this has a wide variety of kits. We have 7 total kits that you can choose from. As far as the initial Rock Foundry, it comes with 6 kits, all of them unique and recorded separately and individually. And it even has a nice little sample right here, which is great for if you're doing metal. And we also have a mono kit. And this is the 7th kit. This, as you can see, is a tiny little kit recorded in a dirty little looking room. And it sounds really crazy. If I solo up my drums and play for you real quick. It has that old school, dirty, almost indie rock kind of sound. Now, they obviously come with a bunch of presets, but the mono kit only comes with a couple. And that's because it's a mono kit designed to sound dirty. But if we go back to the Rock Foundry, the initial one at least, it'll load it up and we have the default kit. We have 6 presets that Bob Rock has created for us. And then we have a ton of presets that have been created by ToonTracks. Now, obviously we can go over here and we can load the drum kits. We have a nice selection of drum kits. And of course you can right click on any of the instruments to load up a different part of the kit. Let's see what the initial drum kit sounds like though. So right off the bat, the initial drum kit sounds amazing. It sounds pretty much ready to go. This is really good for rock and indie kind of stuff, like that dirty indie that kind of is designed to sound a little heavier. But I find that these kits sound pretty much good for any genre and any style. Now, I know that a lot of metal people that do use Superior Drummer are a huge fan of the Metal Foundry. And I think that the Rock Foundry is a great contrast to it because it has a wide variety of sounds. And it also has sounds that can fit heavier music and even some metal music. Now, with that said, there are a couple of presets that I personally prefer. I'm a really big fan of the Almost Industry preset that Superior Drummer has made for us, or that ToonTracks has made for us. And if we just wait for that to load up, you can see that the drum kit itself is pretty unique. And let me just play this so you can hear what it sounds like. Right? This one sounds really crazy, really like huge and out there. But then we also have stuff like the Dense Metal Kit, which is personally one of my favorite presets. This is really good for metal or heavier rock kind of sounds. And since I'm a rock guy and my own personal music that I work on is rock and metal, this was really just fit perfectly. Let me play this one for you. And then let me go on to somewhere where it has a little bit different playing style, maybe over here at the chorus section. So overall, it sounds pretty good. It's really dynamic. I love that this is one of the few kits that I noticed utilizes some of the envelope offsets and stuff like that. Some of the presets are actually going to have the envelope and offset turned on and used. They're very powerful tools that you can use to help shape things. But I feel like Bob Rock has really taken the time to make these kits sound as good as possible. And in some of his presets, he even tweaks it a little further to make it cut through a little bit more. Now, with that said, let's move on to the groove libraries. We have a pretty big selection of groove libraries. If we just click on the Rock Foundry, we can see that this is pretty big. It scrolls down quite far. We have three main sections. We have Best 131 BPM, Walk 139, and Daughter 147. Each one of these is going to have an intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, and fill. And they all sound pretty unique and pretty different. Let's check out the Best 131 intro. So pretty standard intro sound. Let's check out the Walk 139. Personally, the intro 3 is one of my favorites. If we go into the daughter intros, we're going to have a completely different sound and playing style. So this is pretty wide and pretty dynamic. A really cool thing that I like to do though is use the fills as intros because some of these fills are pretty aggressive. And if you use just parts of it, like how I use just one bar right here for this song, we get a really aggressive sound. So as you can see, this is a pretty wide range of fills and sounds that you can get out of this. Now, with all that said, let's go back to the drum kit. And I'm going to take this out of solo. You're going to remember this song that I'm going to play back for you. This is the song that I wrote for the Mercurial Spark demo that I had a couple of months ago. And all I've done is completely erase the drum kit and the loop that I made for this song. And I slapped on Superior Drummer 3. I used the Rock Foundry. And I used only grooves that came inside of the Rock Foundry. And then I did a little bit of tweaking to customize it to make it sound just right. And that way, it has a unique feel and it fits my specific playing style of the song. But with that said, let's just take a listen to what I did. This was using just the grooves instead of the Rock Foundry. Cool. So as you can hear, it sounds really good, and the drums might be a little bit too loud because I didn't mix them at all. But this sounds really, really good right off the bat. All I did was load up the dense metal preset and played it. It sounded fantastic. I didn't tweak anything. If I go to my mixer, you can see there's no effects going on my drums, and there's nothing going on my drum bus or on my master faders. So there's pretty much no processing being done. The only things that have any processing is the guitars and bass, which are all using Bias Amp 2. So my initial impressions, this thing is really good. I'm extremely impressed, and I'm really happy to have this because now I get to focus on getting a really nice, high quality sound for when I'm doing production of tracks and demos and stuff like that. And I can have something that's pretty much mix ready that I don't need to really focus on. But with that said, if you do want to do any type of tweaking, you can easily go into the mixer section and you can load up an EQ or something and do anything you want to it. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that these tracks are pretty usable on pretty much anything you want. And if you want to just throw it into your DAW, you can simply highlight them all and drag it to your DAW. That way I can mute this and play it. So it's really easy to do, really easy to use. Now, personally, I've actually gotten really accustomed to doing all of my editing inside of Superior Drummer. And that's mostly because when I double click on the grooves, we have the edit playing style, but we also have the grid editor, which is really easy to do because it has everything lined up right there for you. You have your kicks, your snares, you have everything from your stacks, your center stacks, your mid center, edge, rim shots, side sticks, rim only, flams, which sound really good, rough. And then depending on the kit, you even have other options. Some of them have side sticks and other stuff like that. And because of that, this is really easy to do. I can just click and drag and move things anywhere I want them to go. So I've gotten really accustomed to doing this. We also have velocity selection. If I select anything, I can do everything by one bar, and I can randomize velocities and dynamics and everything like that. Now, with that said, for my overall reviews and impressions, this is a definite thumbs up. You should definitely pick this up if you are looking for a way to expand your overall library selection. If you have Superior Drummer 3, I don't know if it works on Superior Drummer 2, but if you're looking for something to have more of a hard rock or light metal feel, the Rock Foundry is definitely something you should pick up. Superior Drummer often has lots of specials and deals, so if you're tight on cash, you can always wait and save. Now, the next video I'm going to be doing is going to be on the actual production of how you can use the grooves and create your own custom little song. So stay tuned, I should have that out. And what I'm going to do is go back into this session and show you how I go about selecting the grooves, and we're going to be using only the Rock Foundry, and then I'm going to show you how I go about customizing them. And one good way of showing you of what I mean by customizing them is if I go to bar 18 right here and we play it. That is a customized groove that I grabbed from the Rock Foundry library. I kind of moved and shuffled things around because my playing is a little different than these initial presets. So with that said, that's going to be it for this section of the video, and I will see you guys in about 5 seconds. Bye. All right, so with that said, that was my initial impressions and my review of this product. Keep in mind that you're not able to demo out expansion packs and MIDI libraries with ToonTrack products, but if you're into hard rock, metal, and some heavy alternative, and even a little bit of indie rock stuff, I highly recommend grabbing this. It is an amazing sounding set of drum kits, and the mono kit is so cool. I love that thing. Now, with that said, stay tuned because I'm going to have another video right after this where I'm going to show you how you can use just the groove libraries inside of the Rock Foundry to create a drum groove that matches the song that you write. So with that said, stay tuned, and I will see you guys next time. This is Jeremy Taylor within the DAW. Later.